Good afternoon, everybody. This is Chrissy from Solstice ATR and Vulcan Capital Research. You can check us out on the website at Solstice ATR or on Twitter or Discord. These are my handles. You can hit the smash button if you like and subscribe. It's usually the weekly video is free. All the stuff that's here is for illustration use only. Use at your own risk. Okay, let's start first of all by taking a look at the combination of the S&P, the Nasdaq, the Russell, and the Dow Jones Industrial Average. As you can see, we are in an up linear regression channel going up, creating some kind of a cup and handle and a rounded bottom. Remember, in the last week or so, we fell down on Monday, consolidated a little bit on Tuesday, Wednesday fell a little bit. We looked in the overnight low on Thursday and picked ourselves back up. And on Friday, at the same thing, we picked ourselves up on the combination of those four instruments. The most important thing, we are in the upper third of the distribution of Monday's candle. We're not above the 1/3 of it. Let's consider this as an up distribute. We have three distribution in it. So we are in the second half of the distribution. If we can clear it and continue, we are in a symmetrical triangle. We are in a rounded bottom. We are holding the 50-day simple moving average. We are holding the 38.2 fib and the 50 and the 50 simple and the 18. If this is going to continue higher, I would like to see it break up above the this level from Monday and last week's Friday in order to get up here. If we do fall through this channel, which I connected from here, and we lose the 50, we'll look for the 50 Fibonacci and the 61.8, and we have this gap here on the other side. Remember, we have a couple of things that is affecting this market. And what I want you to remember, we have election, the stimulus package, consumer confidence, and at the same time where we can be heading in the coming week, because there's a lot of earnings coming up. And what I'll do, I'll give you a briefing on them and I'll come back and show them end of the day so you guys can end of the video, I should say. What I would do, it'll just go over it a little bit. We're going to focus if there's going to be continuation in the market. Not at the short term, mid-term, and long term. Like I said, we have the election, the vaccine, the stimulus, global economy, and Federal Reserve Board. Some of the ETFs that you can look at is the SPY, which is similar to the SPX or the E-mini contract. QQQ, which is similar to the NASDAQ, that's the ETF. Gold, GC, which is the same as gold. RTY is a small cap IWM. XLP is basically the home builders. TLT is the bond, which is the slash, which I don't have it, ZB or ZN underscore F for the bond. You got the two other one, which is the VIX, which is the fear gauge, and the VX here. And at the same time, next week we'll have the earning coming up on Thursday. Apple, Amazon, Microsoft, I believe, Netflix, and Tesla reporting on the same day on Thursday. Here I have a couple more like Zoom, Meli, Lulu, Facebook, BlackRock, Lockheed Martin. So remember, we're on PayPal here and in NVDA. Some of it call it Nvidia. So trade the charts in front of you. That's very important that you do trade the charts in front of you. Be maximum and flexibility, fluid with the market. Don't be biased to one side. And at the same time, like I have the disclosure down the bottom, I'll come back to it at the end so you can take notes on it. So we already know we have formed some kind of a, if this is a head, this is the shoulder, this is the shoulder, this is the head, this is the shoulder, or this is forming a big rounded head, and this is the shoulder of it like a cup and handle. So that's on the combination of those four instruments. Let's take a look right now here at the YM. And this is the Dow Jones Industrial Average. We'll zoom in here, and what I'm going to do is change the time frame a little bit more so you can see a little bit more the range. We know we are in an uptrend. We're getting a rounded bottom here. Do we continue? We are holding the 50 and the 18 at the same time. Thursday was a good move, and on Friday they recovered quite a bit of ground. We're still holding the 38 and the 50. There's a small down channel here. We are in a symmetrical triangle. I can get rid of this one and connect this line here. So you guys remember how to do this. And oops, we have a Fibonacci here. I'm sorry. We need a channel. We grab this low here. We connect this dot here with the nearest low here. And you can see we are in a symmetrical triangle. And you can grab this one up here to this one here. And this will show you the symmetrical triangle that we are in from this one to this one here, or from this one here to this one here. What you can do is change the color. I'll do this slowly. We won't do it to all of them. Edit property. And what you can do is come in here, change the setting on them, and you can make him baby blue so you can recognize him. Push OK. And we'll do the same thing for the upper channel here in that symmetrical triangle. If we're going to break out of this area to the upside, it's actually the smaller one. Edit property. We'll do the same thing. We'll make a dashed line. And we'll change the color to baby blue or cyan or cayenne. And this will show us that we are in a symmetrical triangle trying to either break up or break down. Let's take a look at now the NQ. You can see I have a lot of channels here and the fibs on it. I have not taken them out from last week. What I would do, I'll take this. This is the, I believe, the monthly fib from last month. As we can see, let me just move this a little bit more on for 15-day, 78 minutes range. Last week's range, we fell off from this last 5-day range that Friday. Then Monday side action, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and that's Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and that was the Monday move down. So if I want to take a fib, I'll take it from the overnight Sunday to the Thursday low. This will give me a better idea on the extensions if we're going to go higher or lower for the week. And if you can look at this, this was Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. So that was the last week's fib. No longer valid. We can remove it. And we'll do the new one for here so you guys can see it. I'm just doing a different sets of settings so you guys can recognize what we're doing. This is the low from here. We connect that low here. And this is the Sunday high or the Monday high range for the week. And as you can see, this is 100%. We have to clear the 61 back up. Clear the 38, that would be the 61, in order to continue back here, in order to finish the gap. And we closed right, basically more or less, on the push up here into the candle, right on the down channel from the NASDAQ. Let's take a look at now the RTY. RTY has a better looking graph than most of them. It's the strongest on the daily. It actually recovered quite a bit of grounds on Thursday from the overnight gap down, continued higher. Then on Friday we came in, consolidated in the upper 1/3 of the distribution, and looked back up to the prior consolidation from the week before. So the Russell has a little bit more room, if we clear this channel, to continue higher on the daily chart. And what I can do, go to the daily. I'll zoom down so you guys can see it. Oops, I zoomed in. As you can see, this is a rounded bottom creating a handle. If this is going to continue, I would like it to see eventually fill the February dump, and it's actually doing much better than a lot of them. Let's now take a look at the ES. We'll look at it on the days to show you where the 50 and the 18 are. Let's zoom in. As we can see, we have that rounded bottom or the cup and handle. And on Friday, it recovered back. We are in a down slope. We are in a symmetrical triangle. As long as we do not lose the 38.2 or the 50 SMA or the 50 fib, I think we can continue to the upper channel. We'll clear those candles from here that we fell from in order to go back to the prior high if things do work out. And we can look at it a little bit more on the 15-day 7. That it on the last week range, we are inside the prior week range in the lower distribution compared to the RTY. Let's just do the RTY one more time so you can see the distribution. It is way in the option than in the lower distribution of the week, of the prior week range. When we fell down, we looked below, then we came back to the upper distribution. So that's how you can figure out if the trend is up or down. We can look at now GC slash GC, and you can see GC on the 4-hour chart. It was trying to recuperate to continue higher. On Thursday and Friday, it fell back inside the prior week range. Everybody was thinking this is going to be a nice round and eventually break up and continue. Unfortunately, there was a change in the trend on the dollar as well as the Aussie, the Japanese, the currencies. If I go to a daily chart, you can see on the daily we are in a down channel. They tried to break it. We are in a wedge. They looked up on Wednesday, broke up, hit the 50 simple moving average, couldn't clear the 38.2 and fell back in Thursday and Friday. If gold's going to make a change, we have to keep an eye on the trend by looking at the dollar sign DXY. And this is something that most people do not look at, the the differences between different instruments. Most people are looking, hey, this may do the same thing here in consolidation to the downside. Here, like it did, look up, come back in, and eventually fall down and create an edge pattern similar to this move here. Look up, come back down, and fall. I think this time everybody's betting to the, that the dollar will visit the prior 91 here. I think if things in the economy is changing, what we can do, remove the drawing, we can connect that nearest low here. Instead of a fib, we got to get the channel. We'll grab the channel. We connect this point here to this point. As long as we are holding in this symmetrical triangle, and if we can clear that prior breakdown here, I mean, it looked up, it couldn't continue, it fell back in the range. If it's going to fall, it's going to fall all the way down and retest the low. If gold cannot continue higher and dollar reverses, this goes back up. So we're going to trade what we see, not what we think. Let's now take a look at BTC, which is the see Bitcoin. I was looking at the 12.9 area to hold. Eventually, we retested 100% of the prior move from the March all the way back to August. We came back in that symmetric, and eventually we consolidated, broke up. We consolidated, and eventually we broke up in the last 5 days higher. If we do lose, I think, not just the 12,635, if we do lose the 12,825, be careful of Bitcoin because it can retrace back to the 38% Fibonacci and the consolidation from prior in order to continue higher, because you have this linear regression channel. You are right on the 50% channel of it. In order to continue, it needs to do some rest before it can continue higher. So trade the chart in front of you, and I will do that on the 15 on the let's do this on a I know I'm using a 78 a 4-hour day. Let's just do a 4-hour instead. 4 hour 15 days. As we can see, when we consolidated here and we broke up, we had that nice move. We retested the 1/3 of the high, the move of the prior 2-day range, retested the high, then we fell back in. But on Friday, it kept its head up. If I do lose the 12.825, 12.8, be careful of Bitcoin coming back to the 61.8, because the 18 SMA is up here holding it. If it's going to continue, the 50 is right down here. So that's what I see in BTC. Let's take a look at CL. CL, you remember the Russia, OPEC, as well as, British Petroleum, Exxon, Chevron. As you can see, the inventory on Wednesday was a little bit over, so they pushed it down, and on Thursday they pushed it back up. Then on Friday we fell back down. We are inside the prior 2-week range. Do we fall back in to the downside of the 38.25 and we lose this area, or do we reverse and clear the prior 41.50 area to continue higher? So trade the chart in front of you. Remember, there's a lot of uncertainty in the coming week due to the election and at the same time the vaccine by end of the year. So plus the earnings are coming out this week on some of the instruments. So let's take a look at just quickly on aapl. As you can see on the 15-day range, Apple just was grinding a little bit lower. If it's going to catch some steam before the earning report on Thursday, and you guys like to play the option, you can play, away from it on either side, 15 points higher or lower like a spread in order to participate on it, or just wait till that Thursday, the earning report, when they report all in the afternoon. Then Friday you will get nice actions in Apple. Let's take a look at Amazon. Amazon is getting a rounded bottom. It fell from the prior week range. It's consolidated for 2 days, fell a little lower from the Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. It tried to catch itself breath. If this is a rounded bottom, it should, continue back to this area before the earning report. Amazon. Let's take a look at Google. Google is doing quite a little bit different. It rounded itself off. This is Friday. This was the Monday. Tuesday recovered 2/3 of the move. Then on Wednesday pushed higher. Thursday consolidated inside the range, and on Friday it broke out. If you're going to look at it on the daily, it looks very decent. And here's the daily rounded bottom, that cup and handle in order to continue to the prior down channel before the earning report, if it can do that. That's Google. Let's take a look at Nflx. Netflix, it fell down. Oh, I saw Netflix was supposed to, it did report. Oh, well, I guess I'm wrong. So there's Tesla left then. So Netflix reported and it fell on the earning report, so I did not pay attention right then. It must be Microsoft then, Microsoft. Okay, this is Microsoft and earning report. Similar thing, it's in rounded bottom in order to continue. Let's take a look at it. In Microsoft, you can see it recovered the Monday, partially. The down move, in order to continue, it has to go back halfway, 2/3 of the move to continue back up. Microsoft. Let's take a look at Tesla. And Tesla looks like it reported. Oh, it did report. So it fell back down. It looked up and fell back in. And I think this push down is due to the recall in China on some of their production. I think it's more political than anything else. LMT, Lockheed Martin. You can see it's getting a rounded bottom. BLK had an annual high, is consolidating in the upper range. Let's take a look at, for example, Lulu. Lulu's rounded bottom after the falling. Let's take a look at meli. It's a new annual high, I believe, on meli, if I'm not mistaken. Go to the daily. An annual high a couple of days ago. Let's take a look at NVDA. I'm just going through different ones today. I'm doing more stocks than ETFs. NVDA in this situation here. Coming back in, does it round itself off to continue higher? Let's go back right now to ES, and I want to break down the volume profile so you guys can get a better idea using the monkey bars and where we are in relation to where the market is. Let's zoom in. As we can see, we are in a linear regression channel. Over that time, we fell inside due to price action, a rounded bottom. In order to continue, I'd like to see clear this area in order to continue high. We are holding the 18 and the 50 right here. And what we can do, go to 78-minute, 15 days charts, and the recovery of that push down. And we can see that the low is down here, and the high in the overnight on Monday was over here and Sunday night. So we can draw a Fibonacci so we can get a better idea in relationship how far we can go up or go down. We grab the Fib, we connect the low point in the overnight right here, and we connect the overnight here, which was 96, I believe, 50, and we connect it. This is our Fibonacci. We are above the 50. We did hold the 38%, when we fell down. We cleared it on Friday. We came back down, retested it, and bounced off above the 50. In order to continue, we have to clear this down channel and the linear regression channel to the upside. We can go to Style. In the setting, in the chart mode, we can go to Monkey Bars. And in the monkey bars, you can see the Fib, how I did it. This shows we can extend it one more day back, edit properties, and we can extend it one day back, 18, 17, push OK. And this will give us the extension. You can see here we have three distribution, one here, little gap, another distribution, little gap, and another distribution here. We consolidated here in the lower distribution and came back to the second part of the distribution. We have not cleared the third one, which is considered, three distributions that day on Monday. But as you can see, we came back in the prior range from the week before, because this is Friday, Thursday, Wednesday, Tuesday, and Monday. We came back inside the week before, where we broke up on Friday. Then we looked up and came back in, and the annual high here shows, not the annual high, this was the prior 2-week high of 35.41, and the low of 2 weeks range, which should be in this area, not this one down here. What I'm trying to show you is that if we can clear this area here and look up into this distribution, and we can run it, we can continue higher. Trade the Fibs, trade the channels. Don't be biased to one side. This is the most important thing I can tell you. I hope you enjoyed this video. Once again, briefly take a look at this. Take some of these ETFs if you're going to trade your retirement account, or you like to trade equities or option. This is some of them. And if you do trade futures, you can trade those futures. I didn't put any currency in here. Next time I will add a little bit currency. Remember, in the coming week we have earning, we got elections coming up, a vaccine by end of the year, the stimulus check if they do vote on it in order to take it to Congress in order to, see if they will approve it, the global economy and the global markets, and the Federal Reserve here, if they are still pumping $80 billion, whatever, a year into on monthly or weekly basis into the market, so that will stimulate the economy and keep everything back online so everyone can go back to work. And if you did like this video, once again, hit the smash button and subscribe on YouTube. Take care. Over.